Mic check. More Masters podcast. Your main, of course. I'm back with another Thinking Out Loud, man. First and foremost, I want to thank all the supporters, listeners, followers, everybody who shared the podcast, follow the podcast, engage with the podcast. That's been commenting on YouTube lately. The comments been crazy. Um, Definitely shout out to y'all, man. Wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I'm doing without the push and the support and the encouraging words, the criticism, the good and the bad, the ugly, from all the supporters and followers. So definitely shout out to y'all first and foremost, as always. Okay. So before I get into anything, I want to say a few things. So I naturally been a kitchen table kind of guy, and get your mind together. I ain't talking about that. I would just like to think at the kitchen table. I think I spoke about it a few times. I might have an episode titled "Kitchen Table." I'm not sure, but I do like to sit at the kitchen table, reflect on the day, kind of create, maybe edit, write some stuff down, and just kind of you know, uh, anybody that tell you if anybody know me. If I sit at your kitchen table, I feel comfortable there. I'm at peace. I'm cool. I don't be bothered. I'm just chilling. Let me get my 10, 15, 20 minutes to myself and I'm good, right? Then there's another place in my house. Just in my house, it's just me. My room. Like when it's clean, the bed is made. I like to sit in the bed. I just chill sitting on the bed. I feel like it's peaceful. I'm not bothered. I feel at peace. I want to just unwind and chill. Right. The last 10 months, that has changed for me. Okay. Right now we are in my bathroom. Okay, so we in the bathroom, right? This podcast, yes, this thinking aloud is in the bathroom. Behind me is a tub. So I've typically been a shower person, but last 10 months I've just been taking bath. I like to soak. I'll unwind that way as well. Have the day. I come in here. It's pretty spacious. I sit in the bathroom. I take a bath. I got the bubble bath right here. You know what I'm saying? Vanilla bubble bath. I got that. Got all that good stuff. Anyway, either that's important. But I take a bath, then I get out the tub, and if you see my laptop right here is on something, this is not a desk. Okay, I'm black. So if you don't know, black people like to use anything as a desk. This is something that holds like I don't know what it does. It just holds things. I guess it's like storage, but it's a desk to me. I come out the tub, I sit here and I go ahead and edit, on my laptop. I go ahead and edit things. So this is my hand dandy desk, hand dandy laptop, and I'm at peace. So I want to do an episode today. I want to do the studio. Studio was too hot, 85 degrees. I went there. I'm like, oh my God, it's 7 o'clock. It's 85 degrees. Can't do it. Went downtown to the James Brown statue across from the Commons. Too hot. I'm sweating. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. And it looked good, but it was just sweat. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. Went cruising for a minute with my daughter. Got some Popeyes, ate some food. I ate my Popeyes in the bathroom, and then I said, I'm gonna record in the bathroom. Oh well, right? And I'm the type of person I like to put the content out. When I say I want to do an episode that day, and I say I want to do Thinking Aloud, and I've been thinking about it, and it's been like brewing in my mind. I want to get it out to the people, to y'all, to me. Just get out my head, and move on to the next idea. And I had a few ideas I wanted to talk about. And so this is why I'm in the bathroom. Just wanted to give y'all clarity of why I'm in the bathroom because I told myself I was doing the episodes a day and nothing was going to stop me. I had no excuses, nothing getting in my way. I want to do it. I put my mind to it. It's done. Simple as that. That's the kind of content creator I am. I don't know, can't speak to anybody else, but me, if I put my mind to it and I want to do it, I'm going to do it some way or another. Speaking of content creating, let's start with there. First of all, shout out to anybody that's making content. This is a tough business to be in. It's tough to create art. It's tough to create something from nothing half the time. It's tough to get people to follow you when there's so many people doing the same thing. What I will say is this. Now what I'm about to say, it sounds easier said. It's easier said than done, even for me. And I like to consider myself someone who works and that really strives to be great at things. The days of putting in 100% are just enough to make you okay or good, okay, right? 100% is like you're okay now. In order to separate yourself from the rest of the pack, I really feel and truly feel you gotta kind of put 110% into whatever you're doing. 110%, and that's just to create some space between you and the next person that's doing it. If you want to go above and beyond, give 150%. But I mean, I know I might be asking too much for some people. I know that's too much. I say that to say, in this content space, and whether you're making podcasts, you're taking pictures, you rap, you sing, you dance, you do poetry, you do comedy, videography, whatever it is you might do. Like, you gotta really put 110% in what you're doing to create yourself some distance from the other 20, 10, 20, 30 people that's doing it. I want to make a distinction real quick. If this is for somebody that's doing 110%. You're doing 110%. You're the man. You're doing great at whatever field you in. You got about 10 people in your maybe 10-mile, 50-mile radius that's doing the same thing. Maybe not the level you're doing it. They might not put 110% into it. They might be putting 75%. They might not put any at all. They might just got a low price and people just holler at them because they know, or they play basketball. They got a name for themselves, whatever the case may be. You fighting against all of that with this content. You fighting against people that are really in it. You competing with people who aren't really in it. You competing people who wake up one day and want to do it, wake up when they don't want to do it, wake up one day want to do it. You competing with people who don't know what they want to do. They dibble and dabble in different things. You are competing with people who found a camera one day and just said, hey, let's just try this. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you who you're competing with. So the idea of putting in 110% in what you're doing, I feel like is amazing. And also, it's only going to help you. It's only going to help you in the long run. And I say all that to say, I want you to think about I want the people that's watching this to think about where you lie in this. When I mean lie, I mean lay down, like where you stand. You got some people who won't even put 100% in nothing they're doing. What do you mean? I'm gonna tell you what I mean. Trust me, I'm gonna tell you what I mean. You got people who wake up one day and they say, I want to do this, right? And they bother people who are putting in 110% in what they're doing, because naturally, when you say you want to do stuff, you're going to highlight the person that's doing it at a high level. That makes perfect sense. It's America. I get it. But now you're bringing this person into what you're doing, and you're never going to put 100% in what you're doing at all. Like, they're going to give you suggestions. They're going to give you, for instance, you holler at me. You call me, I want to do XYZ. Okay, cool. We're having a conversation. I'm giving you some game. You taking it. I'm giving you pointers. You taking it. I even say, yo, I'm a rock with you. Let's go ahead and do for me, it'd be podcast. Let's go ahead and do a test run. Or if you do anything, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to always test it out and give you the game and try to help you. The problem with that is people don't take the pointers. They don't want to do the little ambiance thing that you're supposed to do. They don't like the feeling of being uncomfortable. They don't like changing themselves to be better at something. They don't like doing anything outside of what we consider to be them to be great. So sidebar, I'm not a talker. It sounds crazy because I'm talking into a microphone right now and in front of a camera with the light and everything in my bathroom, right? I'm not a talker. Anybody that knows me will tell you, yo, he don't be talking to people like that. He's not super interactive like that. He don't like people like that. He won't be the person you need to talk to at a party. He's not going to be the life of the party. He's not going to, make you feel super welcome. Like, that's not me, right? Well, the problem with that is I can't do this, what I'm doing, podcasting in this space, at the level I'm doing at, if I don't sit in the mirror and say, you got to change that about you. You got to change that about you. Even if it's just for the podcast's sake, you got to change it. So what I do, I try to talk a little slower. I try to talk better, right? So I'm changing something by myself. I try to be more outgoing a little bit, to a sense, where I'm networking with people, all right? You got to kind of build relationships, right? I try my best to break down any barriers or walls. When a guest comes in the studio, we talk, we chop it up, we laugh, and we're having a good time, trying to break those walls down of nervousness, of uncertainty, of trust. Want to break everything down so when we get in the podcast, we can have a good turnout with the episode. These are things that I didn't always do, that aren't me. But because I wanted to create and be great at something and have something to be proud of, I decided to change some things I was doing. Even in real life, if it's a relationship, if it's a person you love, if it's just something you do, you're going to try your best to create challenges or see what challenges you have that's creating a stoppage in whatever relationship you have to be better, to be a better person. So maybe things I'm doing now to be a better person for someone who I feel like, okay, cool, that's somebody I want to be with, I want some longevity with. Let me go ahead and change this about myself, or see if I could change this about myself. I may not want to do it, but I want that. I want to be better for that, whatever that is, right? Cool. Things you do. So with the podcast, I said I'm gonna change some things. When it comes to this content creator space, like, not saying you can't just be who you are and then just do things, because you can. Everything works differently for different people. But people have these high expectations, these high goals of like, I want to get 1 million views. I want to get paid off the content I put out. So you want to be uncomfortable. So you want to do things that you ain't did before, because in order to get to that place, you got to do some challenging things. Well, if you know you're not a people person, you might not want to deal with people if you can't cross that barrier to be an outgoing people person, right? If you know you don't like being on camera, you might not want to create videos where you have to look at the camera, whether you're on your phone or you're on camera, whatever. If you know that you just can't, you're not gonna do certain things, that might not be the field you want to be in. And so I say that to say, a lot of people, a lot of things in content world, whether it's podcasting, photography, videography, singing, rapping, dancing, whatever, the whole shebang is like, it's oversaturated. And it's not because people are just wanting to do it and they doing it. It's oversaturated because people are wanting to do it and then they're doing it. And then you have a group of people who don't want to do it at a high level. It's not that they don't want to. They just don't want to put the work in it takes to do it at a high level. And it starts to show. And the problem with that is, when you are up and coming, people are going to have their picks and choices, right? So when I tell people sometimes, I'm saying, yo, you got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. That is just one aspect of kind of gaining a loyal follower, fan, or listener, or whatever, is being consistent. Because now that person may choose you because you've been consistently informative. You've been consistently entertaining. You've been consistently funny. You've been consistently whatever. So now you've gotten a loyal fan, so they're going to choose you, right? But for the people who are just scrolling, picking and choosing who listen to, who not listen to, what video to like, what video to share, who to support, not support, it's confusing to them when you got people in the space that don't belong in the space. It's confusing to people when you got people wanting to try stuff, which is cool, try whatever you want to try. But when you realize it's not for you, back off and back out. But then you got people who just don't, they want to do things. They like the idea of doing it. It sounds cute, it's sexy at the time. It's like, oh, well, I want to do that. It's a fad. They're seeing other people take off from it, whether it's getting famous, whether it's going viral, whether it's getting money, whether it's monetizing their page, whether it's gaining a lot of followers, getting notoriety. All that stuff is sexy. It looks cool, right? But it's just the finished product of something. I would definitely invite people to start to look for and really do their research on the part of this that's not sexy, the failures, the trying things and it's not working out, the people not responding in the way that you want them to respond to certain videos that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into, the time you put into an episode just to scrap it, putting a lot of time into something just to realize it's not up to par, so you don't put it out. Like, it's so much stuff that goes on, and whether it's media, just content space, content making in general, that, not putting that 110% is only a detriment to you and people around you, and whoever you would consider your peers. One thing I can say about me, like, people could look at me whatever I'm looking. They might say, "Oh, you the podfather of Augusta, you this, you that." That's all cool and cute. What I like to see is my peers that maybe don't even get the same amount of views I get, or get the same kind of love or shares or the support I get, right? What I like to see is when they are consistently being consistent, trying new things, trying out new backgrounds, new topics, new episode layouts. I like to see that because that's inspiring. I also support that. I also gonna it's gonna make me want to share their stuff more to support that as well. It's not the consistency thing is just one barrier. One barrier you gotta break. You gotta also be able to network. You gotta give what you get. You want support, you gotta give support. You gotta be sharing everybody else stuff. That's a problem with some people. I ain't gonna say no names, but some people want shares all the time, but they don't support nobody else. They not sharing anybody's stuff. Even though support looks different in form wise from different people. They might share, they might like, might comment, whatever. But people be wanting that and not giving it. Right. So I say this to say that, man. Like I say that to say this rather. If you're not really putting in 110%, now what are you really doing? Like what are you really doing? And these same people that don't put 110% in, or that choose to not put forth their best foot forward, or put forth their best effort. I can't talk for nothing today. Their best effort. One, it shows in the content all the time, and then it shows in the results. Right? It shows in the results a lot of times that you get. You half-ass something, you get half-ass results. So a lot of times people complain. Not even complain. Let's take that back. People would definitely give you excuses as to why they can't do something. You can give all the game in the world. Do this. Oh, you should try doing this. Oh, I can't because of this. You try to do this. Oh, I can't because of that. Well, I'll try that, but then I was thinking da da da. But before they even try it, it's excuse before they try anything that you said to try. I can no longer work with people that way. Like I cannot work. I'm gonna start turning, and I never turn nothing down for working with somebody, giving anybody any kind of consultations, sitting down people and just showing them the ropes about podcasts and media, whatever. If you got an idea you want to talk about, whether it's a new podcast, whether it's a book, whether it's a clothing line, whether it's any idea you want, I'm down to sit down and talk to you about for an hour, some change, whatever. We can bounce ideas of each other. We can test things out. We can talk about, how we can move this forward. I'm down for all that. I've always been down for all that. But the days of me just being down for that, just for the sake of I got time, are over because people will waste your time. I've seen it happen too many times. It happened to me too many times where people sit down, you do something with them, whatever, and they keep hitting you up about doing it, about doing that, but they ain't doing nothing. It's like you hit me every month, like, I want to get up and do this. I want to get up and do this. I want to get up and do this. Like, damn, do you got an alarm on your phone to say bother Maine about doing something I'm never going to do? Like, that's how it feels sometimes, right? And I know that's not the case, but it's bothersome when, I'm in a space. Like I said, right now, it's 1:10 a.m. right now. I'm be honest with you. I recorded this early, a second ago, and the mic was off. I had to do it over again. It's not the sexy side of this. I liked the last episode I did. I liked it. It's certain pockets I'm not gonna catch now because I'm not in that mode. I'm tired, but I want to put it out still. And that's what and even in the content space, even that, like, I'm not down. I didn't get mad. I didn't toss things around. I didn't feel like I couldn't do it. I'm still gonna do it. Still gonna put it out. We're gonna keep moving forward. Like this is it. It happens. It comes with territory. It happens. But people be in the space and I'm at the point now where I've always been a person to say, if you want to do this, go ahead and do it. And I'm still that person. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. But make sure you want to do it. Realize that there's people putting in 110, 120, 150% into what they're doing. They putting all their time and energy into what they're doing. And realize if you're in the way, or if it's something you want to do, you're really going to take the time to do it. Because if you're in the way, then move. If you're in the way, to get out the way. Like when the content world now and how it's going, I don't look at TikTok as content per se, but it is at the same time, depending on who you are and what you're doing and what your idea, whatever you're trying to push out is. If you just like going to places and giving reviews and stuff like that, I'm cool with that. That makes sense if it be content. But it's certain, like for me, it wouldn't be content for me. Like content is the actual full content. Putting something on TikTok is just promotion at this point. For me, that's what I mean by that. I'm not trying to diss anybody that make TikToks. I'm sorry when I said that. But I don't look at it as content because of what I do. Right? And so if you are in that space and like you're not going to take whatever you're doing serious, then don't get in this space. Because there are people that just, I know people personally, this is their livelihood. That's it. They just doing this and that's it. They ain't doing nothing else. They ain't trying to work. They fully photographers. They are fully podcaster. They are fully a videographer. That camera is their bread and butter. That's it. And then you're gonna be in a way because you woke up one day with the idea of I want to do this, but didn't think to put the work in. You're not fully prepared. You're not willing to change who you are. You're not willing to come out of your shell, come out of this box that you place yourself in to get the content done or get the content out. And that's becoming a real problem. I've seen it over and over again, really a lot this year though, with like a bunch of different people where people have started stuff. I've sat down with them. They started stuff and it looks like they're doing something and they put an episode out and I'm editing 3-4 episodes for them, sometimes for free. Yo, imagine that. Sometimes for free. I'm editing, I'm lighting it for them. Okay, I got you. And then they don't do it. It's like, what? Um, I want to bring a person up. Shout out to Donald Doe, man. He has his own podcast, the Free Game with Don D podcast, Life, Family, and Business. And, what I like about him and what they doing is he's able to do a podcast, right? He had talked about it for a year. For a year. We had several conversations. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna put him in that same boat. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna put him in the same boat. I was like, damn, he having the same conversation, but he ain't move and do nothing. Well, one day, randomly, I want to get all the stuff. Cool, we get the stuff. He been knocking them out. It's times where he'll be having 3 episodes. It's times where he's 4 weeks ahead of his episodes. He drop every Friday. He'll be 4 weeks ahead to the point where I might lose count of episodes. I love that. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely business involved, so I love it for other reasons other than the fact that he's being consistent. But in the sake of where I'm in this space, and I like to keep that space protected, and I want people that's in this space to give their 100%. This is somebody who owns a whole business. He owns his own business, has kids, is married, has his own life. And he's still better knock out episodes and still better put content out at a rapid pace at a high quality and rapid pace. And he can still do it. But then you have people give you excuses to why they can't do certain things. Oh, I tried, but I couldn't do this. It's like, bro, it's 24 hours in a day. I get it. People don't believe in the whole, we all have the same 24 hours. Cool. If you don't believe in that, you don't believe in that. If you believe in it, you believe in it. Cool. Go all that. I don't care. You got 24 hours. Make the best of it. Sometimes you got to sacrifice sleep. Sacrifice. That's not like, if when you imagine this, putting 110% into something and still having to worry about sacrifice. That's a thing still. You still got to sacrifice something, whether it's time, the sleep, money, whatever you have to sacrifice to get the content out or get better at that content. Sometimes you got to sacrifice things you want to do, things you need to do. Like, it's a bunch of stuff that go into this 110% that I'm talking about that people don't even give 75% of. Like, I'm telling you this in the sense of like, giving 110% is only just going to get you to separate yourself. It ain't saying you're going to be 1,000 times better than somebody else. It ain't saying that. But it's a start. But then you got people that's giving 35%, 85%, 95%. And you know what? Those same people that are giving like the bare minimum amount of percentage, not giving 100%, will tell you that stuff ain't working because of somebody else. So, like, damn all the other things that you got to put into it. Like, damn the media training you might have to do. Damn the research you might have to do. Damn the statistics, damn the time you need to post, damn how many times you post a day, damn the work you need to put in for as like the quality of videos, damn all that. That don't matter. What matters is the fact that you're not getting a certain amount of views, a certain amount of likes, a certain amount of shares, a certain amount of engagement. And you're not putting in 110%, you're not putting 100%, you're not putting in 90%. You're doing bare minimum stuff, you half-assing it, and you're getting the results, but then you won't say that that's the reason why. And what they'll do is this. They'll look at somebody that's doing something similar to them and say, damn, they getting all the love, right? They won't look at the person as the person that's putting in 110%. They won't look at the person that is posting every day, being consistently entertaining, funny, whatever, engaging with other people. So they're all supporting other people. So they're getting support because they're supporting. They're engaging with the comments. They're creating consumer to product kind of based conversations. So now the consumers or the listeners or the followers are feeling like they're a part of whatever you're doing. They're doing these things, right? And they'll see that, but don't point that out. All they see is that for some reason you've been popularized or you got a name, and that's why people are supporting you. They're not gonna look at it as, well, you're doing this, and then that made you get that, and now people support it. They're not gonna look at it that way, and that sucks. That sucks because people really won't put 110% in, and it's like why are you in the space? Like, just get out. And that's with anything. I don't know how videographers feel when you'll have somebody put their blood, sweat, and tears into a video, and they got the high quality, nice camera, all that stuff, and then somebody else make a video and do it like very bare minimum stuff, whatever, and they in the way. It's like, bro, you're not even doing good work. Like, you in the way. Just get out the way. You don't care about it. Just get out the way. I'm feeding my family based on this, and I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you got to police the space as far as like uh you have to be great to be at. No, I'm not saying that, because you're gonna go. Everybody has to get better at some point. So you might be asked at this at one point, you might be asked at one point. It doesn't matter. Everybody has to get better at some point. But what happens is people like you. I think you're gonna get out what you put in, and I don't think people realize that. Like, just the days of just sitting on your phone and editing something is like that's the bare minimum. Also, it's like you're not really doing nothing different than anybody. You're not doing nothing different than the person that's doing this as a hobby is doing. Like, learning when to post, learning the algorithm, maybe learning about hashtags, uh, then also the content you're doing, making it undeniably entertaining, undeniably people want to listen to it. Like, it's ways to set yourself apart, which is why you got to give that 110%, because that's what comes with it. When you give it 110%, you do things like do a podcast in the bathroom because you said you were going to do a podcast today. Somebody out there in this space, whether it be the sofa session, whether it be Sit Down with Slim, whether it be Tommy Archer, whether it be Donald Doe, whether it be Ken Macon, whatever, whoever you could think of um, that do podcasts in the area, somebody's going to put some content out. I have to make sure that I'm putting mine out. Not because I'm competing with theirs, but because I have to consistently put stuff out because I'm putting 110% in. But also, I have a fan base. I have a following. I have people that want to. I have to make sure I'm there for that, because the minute I don't, people can start going to other people. I don't need it. I need all of me. We all can share. I need all of me. And I think that, like, not driven from a competition standpoint, but from a peer-to-peer standpoint. My peers will tell you I'm harsh on certain things. Like, I ain't going for I can't. I ain't going for excuses. Like, don't be around me with excuses. Like, I don't want it. I don't like it. Like, I don't need it. It's in a you. If you got excuses, you in my way, and you in your way, and you being your way is bothering me, and now it's in my way. So I don't want to be around that. Like, I seen it something today. Like, I think I said, you know, I shared it as just like, you are the company you keep. Birds of a feather flock together. I really believe that. Like, I feel like in the content space, I don't want to be around people that just like can't do stuff because they got excuses. Like, it it's a bittersweet feeling because I know that it won't rub off on me, but I hate that I'm not rubbing off on you. Like, I like to do this. I love doing what I do. I want to do it at high level all the time, and it bothers me when I can't do that because I'm not rubbing off on my peers. I hate to look at somebody as a peer and then see them putting out low quality content, see them not being. So I do want to read this post real quick though, before I get out of here. I had a post that says, when you're reality driven, dreams are less appealing. Not that you don't believe or imagine, you just know the work it takes to do certain things a certain way and to make things come to fruition. So just real quick, what I mean by that is, I know even the first minutes of this, I could feel like I could be like a Debbie Downer, like, oh, he's down on me, he's down on me. I never want to down nobody, ever. That's never my goal. But I'm realistic with everything. I have to be realistic because I done been through enough real stuff to know, like, shit is real life. And I'm the type of person where it's like, you could tell me, you could have a dream, you could have a goal, It could be with us, it could be with just you, and you may not like my response sometimes. It depends because it's coming from reality, because I know how much work things take to come to fruition. I know we got to go into things to make that happen. So if you got a dream or a thought or something, I feel like it take a lot of work, and I know I may not be willing to put that much work into it. You may not like the response I give you. That's just me. But I also know that because I'm in this space, I do content, whatever it can be, and it don't have to always relate to content. It could be real life. It's a lot of work to change yourself. You've been a certain way for 30 something years, but somebody or something then came along, whatever the case may be, and you say, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna try to do that. That take a lot of work to undo some bad habits, or to try to change your thought pattern, or try to change the way you respond to things, right? It takes a lot of work. It's the same thing with your dream, with your content, with the things you want to do. Like, you can think, okay, I want to be a teacher. Okay, well, cool. You gotta go to school. Gotta go to school after get this degree. Gotta be a role model citizen. You gotta have, whatever the requirements are. Those don't just go. Those don't end up in the end. It takes work to do, right? And me being a realist, sometimes I could come up with a Debbie Downer because I may know that you not willing to put in that work. So you might tell me an idea you have, and I'm like, okay, cool, cool. You sure you want to do that? Da, da, da. And you might be like, what you mean I'm sure? Why you ask me that? Why you don't think I can do it? No, I don't. Because I know the work it takes to put into it. I know you ain't going to do it. Like, but I'm a realist. I'm not trying to be an asshole when I do this, or when I speak these things, or when I talk to certain people and I say these things to them. But I'm trying to be as real with you as possible, so that you can't say I led you astray. I lead naturally. I like to lead, and with that comes, it's a job you don't want to do, but you gotta do sometimes. And sometimes you gotta sit this one out. Hey, this ain't for you. And it's not to be an asshole, not to be a bad guy. It's just, I'm already knowing the work it takes to get here. I know your work ethic. I know where you at. So I know how much more you gotta put in to get. And I know you ain't got it. So I'm gonna just tell you, sit that one out. And I'm gonna actually start telling people that for real. I'm like, you might want to sit that one out, bro. And I never wanted to be that person, but I'm starting to have to be that person because I'm seeing too much of that lately. Like, people wanting to do things, and I'm all, if it's a hobby, cool. But just like I said, if it's a hobby, just leave me out of it. If it's like something you just trying to tweak and play with, like, 'cause everything for me is all, I like to do serious stuff. I want commitment to what you're trying to do if I'm gonna help you. I want you to want to be better. I want you to want to be great. I want you to want to be the best at something you could be. When my name attached to something, I want it to be, ain't gotta be the best of the best, but it damn sure need to be high quality. It gotta be high quality, you know. And when I posted that about dreams and things, I think about, even people say, oh, you could do this. I know what work it take to really, if I wanted to quit my job for real and just do this, the level of work it'll take. Could I do it? Yes, I think I could, but it would come with a lot of sacrifice that I'm not willing to. Something I'm not willing to sacrifice. I don't know if I want to sacrifice the lifestyle I have for my kids because I want to talk on the microphone right now. That might not be in the plans. So I'm cool with the level I'm doing it at because I don't have to sacrifice too much. But if I got to the level I wanted to sacrifice some things, I wanted to move up, I have to make some sacrifices. I have to change some things. I have to be realistic with the amount of work it's going to take to get to that level where I'm just getting paid to do this. And I want people to do the same thing. Like, be realistic with what you're doing. Be realistic with the results you're getting. Are those true? Ask yourself, right? The results you're getting from whatever media you're putting out, whatever content you're putting out, whatever you're doing in life, the results you're getting in anything in life right now, are those the results from you putting in 110% in what you're doing? I'm going to answer for you guys. No, it is not. Because a lot of people aren't putting 110% in nothing they're doing. That's anything: work, parenting, being a brother, a sister, a son, regardless, nothing, like a neighbor, a friend, you know what I'm saying? A driver. Like, people aren't putting in 110% in anything. So the results you're getting are probably it's a direct correlation from the work you're putting in. So if you think you're putting in a lot of work, if you think you're doing the best you can, if you think that, the results you're getting are the best results you're gonna get. And I think if you think about it that way, you can really see where you can kind of tweak some things. You can do more here, you can do more there. You can spend more time on this here. You can spend less time doing that, but more time doing that. You ever talk to somebody that want to be in content space or that's in the content space, and you kind of want to know how their day go by and how much of their day they actually spend creating content, making content, editing content, thinking about their content, dropping content. You ever think about that? Like, that's what's mind boggling me sometimes because I talk to people all the time and I'm like, okay, and you see how they did when, or they tell you what they did, or I'm like, well, damn, you gave an hour of your day to content, and I guess you thought that was going to get it, I was going to do it, an hour of your day. This is something you want to get paid to do, and you gave this an hour of your day. Of the last 4 days, mind you, last 4 days, you chose to give it an hour of your day. You in the way. You in the way. I hate to say it, but you in the way. Like, a lot of people just be in the way, man. And when it comes to content, I'm not gonna ever police the space because I mean, I feel like it's a free country. You can do what you want to do. It's America, definitely. But when it comes to like that, I love to extend my hand. I love to extend my hand out and help people. It's just me. It's just me. But I can no longer be doing that to people who are in the way. If you're in the way, I'm gonna extend my hand from now. I'm gonna say, hey, can you please move away, please? That's about it. I'm gonna do this and just kind of. I ain't trying to touch you. Like, I don't want anybody to touch me, but like, I'm gonna try to say, can you please just scoot over? Cause you're in the way. You're in the way. Even me, I could be helping somebody that need help for real, right? Or I could be working with somebody that really want to do some work. I could be doing my own stuff. There's so much stuff you could be doing, but people be in the way because they think it's something they want to do, but they're not willing to put the work in. If you're not willing to put in the work in to be 110% at whatever you're doing, why would I want to help you? Just something to think about, man. Another thing aloud, man. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get this out. It was on my chest, man. It was my soul burning. Like, that's anything, rappers, singers, dancers, whatever you are. Like, just put your best foot forward if you're gonna be doing this. Because if not, you in the way, and there's somebody out there that's close to you, that's in your circle, that's a peer of yours, whatever the case may be. I don't know, and you in their way. Get out the way if you're not gonna take this seriously. Get out the way if you're not gonna strive to be the best. Get out the way if you're not going to strive to continue growing, to continue learning, to continue doing better. If all you're going to do is complain, bicker, have excuses, and tell people why you can't get stuff done, why you can't put out content, why you can't do this, some of y'all spend more time making excuses for why you can't do content or why you can't be consistent or why you can't put stuff out than actually putting stuff out, being consistent and doing things. So I want you to put that in perspective. Just think about that. More Masters Podcast, we out.